Friday Football Fever is brought to you by Premier Pediatrics, Blue Cross and Blue Shield of North Carolina, Aviation Triad, and GTCC. Here's your hosts, Patrick Wright and Luke Liddon.
Well, it's everyone's favorite part of the week, the bands, the fans, the football. Welcome to week 2 of Friday Football Fever.
Yes. Are you tired?
A little bit.
Are you at home tired? It could always be worse, and we're about to wake you up with some of the area's best football action. It is time for our premier pediatrics game of the week. Rivals Burlington Williams and Western Alamance battled it out in Elon. And to start off, this ball game was all about defense. First drive for the Warriors, going for it on 4th down in their own territory. But Alvante Richmond there for the stop and the turnover on downs. The Bulldogs, though, would not capitalize. So a few drives later for Burlington, Shamar Thompson going for the end zone, but he's picked off by Brian Swanson, and a great catch at that. So now we jump ahead to the second quarter, still scoreless, and when the Warriors get things going, Braden Oakley hits a huge hole, and it's nearly all green in front of him for the big gain. So we jump ahead to 4th and goal now. Jacob Clapp gets the call, and he converts. Touchdown Western Alamance, but then it was the defense's turn. Bulldogs try to respond. Thompson rolling left, throws cross field, and a bad decision as Cameron Gaddis picks his pocket, and he takes it back to the house for the pick 6. Warriors win the half up 14-0. They go on to win 26-7.
Well, tonight was one for the history books at Oak Grove High School. The Grizzlies played their first ever varsity football game. Head coach Mark Holcomb and his guys hosted Carver over at the Den, and Oak Grove got its first varsity season off to a solid start in the first quarter. Check out Hunter Tilley with the awesome grab after the deep ball, and that made Aiden Shucow's job a whole lot easier. Here he is scoring from 1 yard out for Oak Grove's first varsity touchdown. It's 7-0 Grizzlies early in this one. Then Carver responded. Stephen Thon, he's going to come down with a nice grab of his own. Check this out. Makes the catch and tiptoes across the sideline, eventually dances his way out of bounds for a nice gain. Then it's Thon capping off the drive with a rushing touchdown of his own, but Oak Grove runs away with its first varsity win, 40-12.
Let's take to the skies for our Aviation Triad Flight of the Night. Paige quarterback Dravondre Paige airs it out and connects with Ford Moser on the beautiful gain. Check this out one more time in replay, or I should say in slow motion, as the Pirates wideout makes the great catch, keeping those feet in bounds. It's a Paige to Moser connection for our Friday Football Fever Week 2 Aviation Triad Flight of the Night.
All right, well, we've come to the first media timeout of tonight's Friday Football Fever. But coming up, Dudley and Ragsdale met in a battle of unbeatens, and could East Forsyth knock off cross-county rival Mount Tabor? Highlights from these two and many more coming up next.
And we've got all your high school football scores right at your fingertips. On Facebook, check out Triad High School Sports, and over on Twitter, it's at WFMY HSS. So go ahead, give us a follow, and we'll be right back in just 2.5 minutes with more Friday Football Fever action. Hey, a big shout-out. Patrick, take it away.
Oh, sure. Big shout-out to East Forsyth Eagles, our GTCC Friday Football Fever Band of the Week. Always be ready, folks. All right, well, let's get right back to the action and head to Northern Guilford as the Nighthawks took on Paige High School tonight. First up, Paige. Javondre Paige going to roll out to his right, goes up deep. He's going to find Tyrone Ashley in the end zone for a touchdown. The extra point's no good, so it's 6-0. Then how about the Pirates defense? A lot of this tonight. They forced the fumble, and Evan Gill, he's going to recover the fumble. More defense, though. This time on the other side, Northern Guilford's Bryce Johnson picks off Paige in the end zone. That's a big play there. Then back to Paige for some more defense there. He steps up again. Josh Butler-Garner with an interception of his own. The Pirates defense, well, it wasn't done just yet. They were strong all night as Kobe Phillips sacks Tyler Flip in there. Then back to the Nighthawks. Defensive end Walker Harris gets in the backfield for the stop, but Paige also brought their offense. They win this one 48-0.
We keep the pigskin in Greensboro and head to Tarpley Stadium for Ragsdale and Dudley. Both teams ready for battle, but it was Dudley who seemed a little more poised for the challenge. First quarter, Dudley's Richard Monroe keeps it on the read option. He read that defense like a book and takes it all the way to pay dirt for the first 7 points of the ball game. So now we jump ahead to the second. Ragsdale punting deep in their own territory, flirting with danger, and they get the block inside the 5-yard line, and they would be able to convert on the very next play. with the rush inside, jumping, bouncing off defenders, but reaching across for the touchdown. And it was good as the ref raises up those two arms. And Dudley, they struggled a little bit, but as we continue here, they would go on. They struggled early on, but they go on to win a big way, 42-7.
All right, well, let's head to Kernersville as East Forsyth hosted Mount Tabor tonight, and the East Forsyth Eagles were hoping to soar. See what I did there? Soar for their second win of the season. We'll start with the Mount Tabor kickoff here. Nick Childs, well, he's going to field it, and yes, you guessed it. He's going to take this one all the way to the house. That right there is good for 6 points. East Forsyth takes the early 7-0 lead. Of course, the cheerleaders love that. Then more from East Forsyth. This time is Tyshawn Lyles under center. Check this out, going deep to Micah Crowell with a great catch. That's a 30-yard gain. That's going to set this up right here. Amani Marshall takes the handoff, fights his way across the goal line for the touchdown, and East Forsyth goes on to win this one, 35-14.
Let's drop a play that takes us across Kernersville to Glenn for a showdown against Parkland, and the Glenn students were ready, but so was Parkland. Third quarter, Parkland's Camion Shell hits Jalen Elliott for a solid gain across midfield until he is finally brought down. And this was all part of a steady drive for the Mustangs. This time, Jack Roseborough on the halfback draw. A nice cut inside for yet another big gain to move the chains, which sets up the Shell to Savian Hayes connection. 33 yards wide open for the score, and also the 42-21 victory.
All right, now we're off to Mebane as Eastern Alamance took the field against Burlington Cummings tonight. And Eastern Alamance, well, they weren't messing around this evening. Check out running back Colby May. First things first, he's going to fight his way across the goal line for the early touchdown. Then more from Eastern. They were back in the red zone, this time off the play action. Trey Burnett finds Josh Robinson in the end zone for another score. Then on 2nd and goal for Eastern, Burnett bobbles the option. Marcus Parson, he's going to come up with it, and the Cavaliers bring him to the ground. No way, check this out. He stays on his feet, and yes, he gets all the way around the edge. He takes it to the house for the touchdown. Eastern Alamance wins this one 64-0.
Thomasville was able to snag a victory last week in Doug Robertson's first game as the Bulldogs head coach. Now they look to make it back-to-back wins tonight against West Montgomery. And oh man, did they do it in style. Third quarter, Thomasville's ball when Javon Cunningham, some nice running to the left side before being pushed out of bounds. But this right here, the play of the night. Ferranta Thomas on the keeper. Bulldozes the first defender, shakes off the second, stiff arms the third, jukes the fourth into the end zone for the touchdown. And keep in mind, he's the quarterback. That was for the 14-6 lead. And jump ahead to the 4th and 3 for West Montgomery. They'd get a nice first down here, and they would also punch it in for the touchdown, Peyton Coble, that is. But it wouldn't be enough. It'd be a little too late as West Montgomery, Thomasville, I should say, excuse me, we're going to win 36-12.
Bulldogs hosted Bishop McGuinness tonight, and Trinity was trying to start the season 2-0. They hosted the Villains in their home opener late in the first half. Check out Bishop McGuinness down 9-0. Mac McCallany, well, he finds Jimmy Teza in the end zone for the score. It was 9-6 after the block PAT. Then on the following kickoff, Tyler Hammonds, take a look. No one even touches him. He's going to take this one to the house. Way to spoil the excitement from that last touchdown. It's 15-6 Trinity. Then late in the half, Bishop driving again. McCallany, well, he's going to roll out, and he goes deep to Timmy Kamir for the long connection. He's eventually pulled down. That right there is going to set up Daniel Cankro for the short touchdown run. But Trinity with a hold on the win, 22-14.
A pair of Guilford County schools took the field at Smith as the Golden Eagles took on Southeast Guilford. And the Falcons soar in this one early on. Ryan Douglas rolls right, hits Adam Douglas for the first down, and then some. So this game, it's all about moving the chains, because just a few plays later, Douglas does it again, but this time with his legs, and rushes into the end zone for the touchdown to push the lead to 28-zip. But the Golden Eagles, they did keep fighting. Jordan Williams was not going to be shut out. He keeps it himself here, takes it all the way for 6 for their first and only score of the ball game as Southeast wins 28-6. All right, it's about that time. Let's take a look at our Blue Cross Blue Shield Drive of the Week. And it belongs to the Paige Pirates, and also a lot of Javondre Paige calling his own number to the right side, picking up the big yards until he's finally brought down by about 3 defenders. Then Paige, doing it with his arm, finds Lawson Albright for yet another first down. And later, Paige on the run, throws it up, and Tyrone Ashley caps off the drive with a touchdown. And that right there, ladies and gentlemen, is your Blue Cross Blue Shield of North Carolina Drive of the Week.
All right, well, check out some of our other scores from tonight's games. Mount Airy, well, they get past West Stokes 34-28. Davie County gets in the win column with a 21-14 win over North Davidson. And Northwest Guilford goes on the road and beats Western Guilford 48-21. And Wheatmore moves on to 2-0 on the season with a 44-0 win over East Davidson. High Point Central goes on the road and beats Southern Guilford 33-27. And Reedsville puts some major points on the scoreboard, not letting up many, beating McMichael 55-7. Well, we've got some big-time matchups next Friday here in the Triad. Take a look, and you get to help decide our premier pediatrics game of the week. North Surrey takes on East Surrey. Dudley heads to Paige. West Forsyth meets up with Mount Tabor. Randleman travels to Ledford. And Southeast Guilford kicks off against Northwest Guilford. Head over to our website, WFMYnews2.com. Click in the sports section and cast your vote. You can vote as many times as you want. Folks, there were 80,000 votes last week.
Incredible. 80,000?
80,000.
And the winning game, what was it, like 46?
40,
something like that?
Yeah, what?
Incredible.
Thank you. Keep voting, y'all. We want some more exciting football next
And thank you for staying up with us past midnight, 12:30. I guess hello to the weekend, right?
All right. That's what I'm talking about.
Well, thanks for joining us. We'll see you back here next Friday.
All right.